what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2003 Freightliner MT45. Up front is a 5.9 liter inline 6 turbo diesel engine as well as a 5-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this because 2024 seems to be the year of the large vehicle here on the Shooting Cars YouTube channel. So why not continue that here today with a Freightliner that used to be a Mack Tools truck. But if you'd like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out and I come out to you. But let's get back to that 5.9 liter Cummins diesel underneath me. Well, we've actually seen this in a truck before here on the channel, actually pretty recently in January. It's shared with the Ram Cummins diesel from the mid-2000s. This is a pre-emissions diesel as well, so they were pretty reliable and pretty powerful. Now this truck is obscenely heavy, especially when it was loaded full of tools, so it doesn't feel fast, but it most certainly has the grunt to do so. Like I said, paired to it is an automatic transmission. It's fine, it's doing the job here, and I wouldn't expect anything else. Last but not least about the drivetrain, of course this is rear wheel drive, although it is a dually, so there are 4 wheels out back, but it is rear wheel drive. So how does it feel to drive an MT45 Freightliner? It's a lot. It's big. You have to be mindful of all of your angles and aspects, but once you get a hang of it, it's not awful. Would I want to daily drive this? Absolutely not. But in all reality, it ain't too bad. Visibility out the front is great. You have these giant front windows, but the side visibility is not great, and the rear visibility is non-existent. So pick your battles of what you want to see when it comes to the Freightliner MT45. Come on, baby! That's about as far as I want to push that. All right, with that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a bunch of gauges. Off to the left is my speedometer, oil pressure and voltage, and off to the right is my tachometer, fuel and coolant temperature. The steering wheel just says Freightliner, and that's it. That's all I get. Off to the left, we do have our LP fuel, our idle control, dome light, panel lights, cruise control, and our ABS on and off, as well as our wiper switches. And moving off to the left of me, although this is not a door, I do get a cup holder, ashtray, and storage cubby, so we will do a big friggin' model test here in the Freightliner MT45, and it actually passes! So, if you wanted to carry around your Mack tools or buy a box truck, don't worry, you can bring your water bottle with you. Off to the right of the gauge cluster, we do have our heating options, as well as our shifter, our engine hours, and the ignition, of which you turn the key, but nothing happens. You have to hit the start button off to the right in order to fire the engine up. Moving into the center, we just have a giant shelf. Like I said, this truck was built and used for selling tools. If you've ever worked at an auto body shop or mechanic shop, you know that it's either a very good day or very bad day when this truck would show up. And so you do all your wheeling and dealing up here in the front. Now, there is a jump seat that I could bring a passenger along if I wanted, as well as the driver's seat is decently comfortable for what it is. I don't love it, I don't hate it. It's decently bouncy, so it is helping soak up some of the bumps, but overall, would I want this in my living room? Not quite. However, let's hop into the back and take a really good look at what's back there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the back of a Mack Tools truck. Now, as you can see, this is the interesting thing, is that this was all holding like ratchets and wrenches and all the different things. If you've ever worked in the auto industry and you know when the Mack Tools or Snap-on truck pulls up, you walk in and it is a candy store of tools and wrenches that you can buy and of course finance and get into trouble with. So very cool to see all of that. All of that is still retained. This is actually a loader. So I'll show an outside view, but this actually folds down and is useful for getting large toolboxes and whatnot into the back of here. So very, very cool to see that. Very rudimentary fans for some cooling that don't seem to work. Yep, that's cool. Let me see if I got some. Oh, there we go. So up here, up above the driver, this is our control panel for the back. So these are all the overhead lights. So as you can see, as I flip them on and off, there you go. We have some spare lights, power roof vent, things like that. And of course, our voltage down there. We also have a battery monitor. Very, very cool. And overall, nothing really too like groundbreaking back here, but it is impressive that I can take a full walk, a full stroll inside an automobile and have several feet above my head. I'm 5'10", 5'11", and I'm fitting back here, which is pretty neat. I can do a full 360, arm fully extended, and I'm not hitting anything, which is wonderful. So very, very cool to be back here. Please leave a comment if you have experiences with tool trucks. I want to hear them, because I have a bunch of friends that work at dealerships, and I know that when the Snap-on truck pulls up, it's a thing. And so I would love to hear your stories as well, but let's talk about the exterior. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and like I said, this used to be a Mack Tools truck. Before that, it was a Snap-on Tools truck, and so most of these came white, so then you could paint whatever colors your business was on the side. Overall, I think it's not very interesting to look at. I don't really have much nostalgia with it because I actually never really have bought tools from a truck before, but I'm sure some of you might be getting PTSD knowing that you owe the tool truck a couple of bucks. With all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving a Freightliner MT45? Well, it's a lot to handle. Having recently driven a semi, this is nearly on par with how it feels, minus the fact that I don't have to shift gears in this. I am very, very happy that this is an automatic transmission vehicle. But you have to be very aware of your surroundings. There's a lot of steering input that goes into it. There's a lot of brake input, a lot of throttle input. So you're going to get a pretty decent workout just by driving this truck. And I have driven myself into a no U-turn place. I have no idea where I am or what I'm doing. Okay. I don't know what to do or where to go. I'm screaming on the inside and there's a car behind me. All right, we made it out alive. Like I was saying, it's difficult to drive. And there's a weird popping noise, but everything in here, although it beeps and squeaks a lot, very heavy duty built. And it has to be. It had to be tough to carry all the tools and be on the job every single day. You can't really afford to not have a good working truck. It's your livelihood. And so Freightliner, I think, did a really good job with this. Would this be my pick for the big truck I want to drive? No, not quite. It's a lot. But hey, I think it's pretty cool, and I get to flex on this little twerp next to me. Oh, you only have one rear set of tires? Shame. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Matt and Al for letting me take out their Freightliner. I should be reviewing another one of these at some point. They have a buddy, Steve, my friend Steve, who plans on building one into a camper. So huge thank you to Matt and Al. They have their own YouTube channel called Wisco Shenanigans. Please go check them out. They have tons of cool automotive builds. They always have something unique and interesting to share with me, and I'm very, very thankful for them. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.